Allianz presents the passion behind football. Today, countdown to kickoff.
The impatient wait. The last few steps on the way to the pitch. The gates of the Allianz Arena are opening. Kickoff is but 10 minutes away for the players of Bayern Munich and their opponents. You try to get a sense of the game even in the tunnel, of what might happen, of how the other team play. You try to acclimatize yourself to it. Sometimes, too, you completely cut yourself off from the noise around you. You're in your own world. Every game's actually the same. How you prepare yourself, how everyone gets ready. Each player has his own ritual. I used to have maybe 15 to 20 things that had to be just right. Then I'd be calm and collected on the pitch. But that's fatal, of course, because if you forget just one thing, you think you're going to have a bad game. One time I forgot 2 things and promptly scored 2 goals. So I binned all 15. But that was all important for me, and I think each player has something like that. Not only each player. After all, you're only successful as a team. For example, at Anfield, the ground of Liverpool FC, there's one ritual the entire team adheres to. Touching the crest in the tunnel is a must for every English member of the team.
I personally
never gave it a pat because I was new there and not so presumptuous as to immediately latch on to this old tradition. I know that all of the English players, many of whom had come through the Liverpool Academy and naturally had a special bond with the club, they all certainly touched it. What makes Liverpool so fascinating to him was in any case a whole different phenomenon. You stand in the tunnel, the song "You'll Never Walk Alone" starts up and the whole ground sings it. You get extremely impatient, and despite the tension, you really want to get out there to experience this feeling with them. Singing anthems, be it in Liverpool or Glasgow, it's a tradition amongst the British fans to inspire their own team. The name of the game then for the opposition is to hold your nerve. Mark van Bommel can tell you a thing or two about it.
By Glasgow Rangers.
I played once in Glasgow against Rangers for Eindhoven. We were standing in the tunnel and it was actually very calm, very quiet. Then suddenly this song started. Kids, grandpas, men, women were all singing it. It was such a noise. I've never experienced anything like it at any other ground. It really gave you a shiver down the spine, and we looked around at each other and went on to lose 4-1. Perhaps that was partly down to the impression before the game. It was certainly a powerful one. At his former club, Barcelona, the waiting players are fired up by no less than 90,000 fans. For the sake of success, you're also happy to respect your teammates' quirks before the game's on at the Camp Nou. I'm one of the last out of the changing room, but in Barcelona it was always Ronaldinho. One day I was very late getting there and he kept waiting, and I wondered what he was doing. Then I realized that he was waiting for me to go out and then he would go out. So I hurried up a bit and things were then fine for him as well. The La Moreneta Chapel, right next to the tunnel, is no place to hurry. Spiritual support for almost all the stars just before kickoff. Some of the lads always crossed themselves and paused briefly as they went by. Some of the opposition players too. It's simply part of the Barcelona story, and great that there's such a thing there in the stadium. Today, the Allianz Arena and Bayern Munich are home for Mark van Bommel. But the feeling of tension in the tunnel and the rituals are the very same as in every ground in the world. For the final few steps on the way to the pitch defy all experience and routine. Only 1 minute until kickoff.
The passion behind football was presented by Allianz, partner of FC Bayern München.